Greetings to the free world known to man. We're back at you one more again. Had a quick question about the late and great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Now, we're going to paraphrase this speech, but we want to know, did you ever hear him talk about the type of job that you do? It doesn't matter. You should take pride in your work and do the best at your job, and that there were people out there that weren't going to hire you for above menial work, and to not let that dissuade you from doing the best, and times were eventually going to change, blah, 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 blah. Do you remember that speech? Okay, first off, if you don't remember that speech, you should go ahead and keep Martin Luther King Jr.'s name out of your mouth on how people should deal with inequalities, racism, react to it, or what he would say, what he would think. Don't insult the man's memory by you interjecting it because you feel it's convenient and appropriate to remind people of the man's memory because you don't even know it. Now, when he was delivering this speech, it was to a group of black people and others who were in attendance just so they could hear it, because they were there to support. Because some of them were there to support and didn't even understand the aspect or the dynamic of what he was exactly saying. Secondly, when he was saying that there were people that weren't going to hire you, he was talking about white people. It was very apparent to all those listening, and then to those that weren't in attendance, for them to also know that white people were not going to hire black people for better jobs. It was a given. It was anyone with a brain knew which people he was talking about. Now, we say all that to say this. When Donald Trump comes out and he says the racist things that he says, and you people say, well, he didn't say the N-word, or he didn't say all immigrants. He didn't say, he said illegal immigrant. You get over here and you nitpick at the exact words that he used, so that way you can dismiss it. You can pretend or really believe. You might even really believe that he didn't say anything wrong, and that's why you were part of the problem. You see, if you don't see in color, you don't believe in racists, you think that, they died off like the unicorns did, then you shouldn't have any opinion on racism or people that do racist things. You should have attention. Like, you should be paying attention to those of us that are, a little better versed at recognizing these type of things. Here, we're gonna bore you with a little personal life. When we got out of the Marines, the job market in our field wasn't really popping in our village when we came back, and this and that and the third. So we started doing telemarketing. Never once done the job field ever in our life. But what we made sure to do is to sit around other reps that were top dogs, the best performers, the highest sales, the best quality. And we would listen, we would listen to what they were doing. We wouldn't sit there, hear them doing their sales and go, hey, maybe you should blah, 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 blah. No, we would shut the hell up and listen. And then if they did something or said something a certain way, we would ask them politely and from a student type of, mentality, not the teacher, the student. Like, hey, could you explain why you did that? Hey, what was the benefit of going that route instead of this and that and the third? We wouldn't tell them, hey, you know what? Nah, you don't even know what you're doing. You know how silly that sounds? Like, to be directing them, to telling them what they should be doing better, and we didn't know anything about the industry. That's what you people look like.